name is Lucretia Al. All right, guys. So today I was going to answer some of the questions that you guys presented to me, and when I requested for the Q&A video, or it was a couple of weeks back anyway. And some of you guys wrote some terrific questions, and it was just questions so you guys can get to know me a little better as people who actually view my videos. And but I did go and look at and someone's videos, and took one questions from her five questions one take videos, and I thought that would be interesting just to add with our group, our you guys grouping of questions. All right, so the first question came from Ricky B. She asked that if I was to go and spend any time with a celebrity shopping and picking their brains, I guess, and spending the day with them, who would that celebrity be? And now this question, I think, out of all the questions, really kind of stumped me. I was thinking, in the American sense, Martha Stewart, and then I really thought about it, and I felt like she would really intimidate me, so I didn't really want to spend a day with Martha Stewart. And then I really thought about it, and I was like, man, if I can go to London and I could spend a day with a celebrity, it would definitely have to be Tilly, who writes the Tilly and the Button sewing books. I really, really enjoy her work. She is one of the people that actually got me really interested in and trying to sew. I love that there were packets in the back of her book that allowed me to do multiple projects, and the projects advanced from beginning to more advanced and stuff like that. So definitely it would have to be Miss Tilly from Tilly and the Buttons. I buy her books, I buy her patterns, so if I'm a big fan, I have to say I'm a big fan of hers. Then we have Sewing Jane, who asks, are you a first generation sewer? That's hard to answer, okay? Yes and no, okay? And the reason why I say yes and no to this question is simply because my mom told me stories of my aunt, her Aunt Velma. And Aunt Velma, who raised my mom's mom died very young. And so she was raised by her Aunt Velma until she died when my mom was 12 years old. And Aunt Velma at the time used to sew, make bread. I mean, Aunt Velma was this Wonder Woman in the kitchen. But I never got to meet Aunt Velma. And a lot of the stuff when she died with her. So my mom could remember, cooking and learning how to cook from my aunt, but she didn't remember like the sewing stuff, because she remember my Aunt Velma making, all these dresses and stuff for them before they went and got their first store-bought dresses and stuff like that. And so that's why I say no, I'm not a first generation sewer, because there was a sewer not that many generations behind me. It was just beyond my mother, but my mother never learned. And when it came to me, time for me to learn how to sew, or I got interested in sewing, it was just because I just felt this need. And when I got to sewing, at first I really didn't enjoy some of the projects I was doing, because I sewed like years ago and then put the sewing machine up, then I sew again and then put the sewing machine up. And this time, when I actually start making clothing, I actually start enjoy sewing. And for some reason right now, I just took off with it. I guess it was just time. It has to be a particular time, a particular place, and a particular instance in your life when you find that you really enjoy the art of sewing. And so I had to learn, but there was nobody to teach me, so I had to learn from books, I had to learn from videos. I mean, basically, I just had to figure it out. And so with the advancement of YouTube videos and different people showing you different techniques, it is not as hard to learn sewing as it was maybe 10-15 years ago. All right. I then have a question from Crystal Sewing Stuff. Hey girl, so she asked me, would I ever sew for hire? And the answer to that is no. And it's simply, there's a reason why I would never sew for hire. There's a lot of things that I do in my life that I that I charge for. Like I do photography, and I charge for photography, and the and basically sewing takes hours and lots of it takes a lot of time to sew and sew something very well. And I'm not fast. I do it for the pure enjoyment of sewing. And if I had to do it for hire, if I had to do it to for somebody else and had to pick their fabrics and their taste, their style, you know, I know how frustrated I get when I'm doing somebody's pictures and I don't particularly care for the set of pictures they picked. And you know, and I feel like it's just a burden on me to do the pictures because I really don't care for it. But you know, this is the pictures they picked, so we're gonna go with it. And so with clothing, I know that it's more intense labor, and you know, and you really can't charge so much for it. So I totally enjoy sewing because I totally enjoy sewing for me and my little girl. I totally love fabric shopping for the enjoyment of myself. If I had to do it for somebody else, I think I would totally fall out of love with it and it'll become more of a burden for me. And there's enough businesses that I have going on right now. I don't need another business. um, then there is Miss Sherry Bentz, who's asked me, how did I get so advanced in sewing so quickly? Well, uh, to me, I feel like I still got so much to learn, but I find enjoyment in the art of learning. If I'm one of those people that if I could not find something to do with my hands, or if I cannot um, uh, I mean, I'll be real with you. I've learned to crochet. I basically learned. I know how to knit. Just knitting is not one of my favorite things to do. I learned how to knit. I paint. I draw. I do photography. I'm one of those people who constantly have to have their hands moving, or be doing something or learning something new. If I don't learn something new or do something, I really I really feel down. You know, I think I'm at my best when I'm learning something or doing something or finding something or creating something. If believe me, if it wasn't into sewing and all this other stuff that I do, you'll probably be down in the kitchen cooking something. I don't know. It's just that to me, I find the art of learning enjoyable. I find the art of using my hands very enjoyable. And it doesn't matter whether it's sewing, cooking, drawing, whatever, I would totally be learning something new at any given point, at any given time. Um, from so on, they asked a series of questions, and I took one of the series of questions and it asked, name 3 things that I am good at. And I already named some of them, but I guess I will go on to 3 things besides the creativity part that I'm very good at. Um, One of the things that I'm good at is organizing large groups of people. Like I am a T-ball coach right now. And when I'm not doing T-ball, I coach basketball. When I'm not doing basketball, um, basically, even though you would never see me run around a track, I also coached track at one point, and my boys were good. But other than that, I'm very good at organizations for as large groups of people. Organizing events, organizing it doesn't matter. I just like I like when something comes together, and I hate a lot of chaos. I hate when things are not it doesn't have to be structured or scheduled, because I have a bit of fluid what they call it, where you can be a little fluid with how things go. Everything does not have to be planned down to the T, but I do like a base plan into the ideas. Like if I'm supposed to go to Florida, I'm supposed to go day 1, it's supposed to be rest day, and day 2 we're going to the Epcot, and we're supposed to spend the day in the Epcot. I don't know what we're doing at the Epcot Center, but we're going to basically spend the day there. You know, I'm not going to plan it down to, oh, we're going to be on this at 10 o'clock. No, 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 no. That's, I like things to be fluid. But I do like a plan, So that's one of the things I'm very good at. Number two, another thing I'm good at, as you know, I'm very, very creative. And I love for things to, I love when things, I love working with my hands. I have to constantly work with my hands. It doesn't matter if I'm painting, it doesn't matter if I'm drawing. Again, it doesn't matter if I'm crocheting, cooking, it doesn't matter. I have to be constantly doing something with my hands. If I don't, then I get to the sense where I feel kind of down because, you know, I'm not doing what I feel like I want to do. A third thing that I'm good at is I'm very good at, ooh, what else am I good at? Mm. Hmm. All right, so the third thing that I'm very good at, and I think I have to say I'm pretty decent at, is just being me, being a mom, enjoying being with my kids, and um, you know, rolling with the punches. And I guess that's the third thing I'm very good at being at. And it's funny because I had to, I know this is supposed to be done in one take, but I actually had to edit this in because I was stuck for a minute thinking about what's the third thing that I'm very good at if I'm not talking about creativity. But I'm just very good at doing me and enjoying my life however it is presented towards me. All right, guys, thank you for watching my videos. Please subscribe. Um, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.